oh boy, this was such an awesome math lesson that we ran out of time and we need 2 videos to show. Okay, so we used our basic fact, 6 times 8, to figure out 48. But now we need to figure out what 6 times 80 is. So we put our 48 down because we do see our basic fact. But instead of having 8 ones, we have 8 tenths. So we need to multiply this by 10 or add on that extra 0 at the end. So we had 6 times 8 equals 48. So now 6 times 80, our product is 480 because we see that 48 and the 48 using our basic fact to help us with our extended fact. Now we're moving on dividing using our extended facts. Well, just like before, where we multiplied to find a basic fact, we need to divide but find our basic fact first. So what do you think? 320 divided by 4, what's our product? Well, 4 is a digit all by itself, and instead of having 320, what could we maybe do? I could take my 0 off. So now it's like we have 32 ones. Whereas before, if I have 320, that's like 32 tens because 32 times 10 would be 320. Okay, so my basic fact is 32 divided by 4. What is 32 into 4 equal groups? Think of your fact families. What times 4 equals 32? What times 4 equals 32? You're thinking about it. I'm going to give you some time. Well, 8 times 4 equals 32, which means 32 divided by 4 should equal 8. Amazing. Okay. Oh, look at, I have 32 divided by 4. I see that's kind of my basic fact right there. So I'm going to put down my 8. But what do we have to do to this 32 to make it 320? Well, this was 32 ones. So 320 would be 32 tens. So let's take our answer and multiply it by 10. 8 times 10, so 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10, or 8 times 10 equals 80. Just like before, I have that extra 0 we took off, so now I put it on my end. Amazing. Okay, I want to give you a second. Come up with your own basic fact. 540 divided by 6. What would our basic fact be? 6 is all by itself, so what would we do to 540 to come up with a basic fact? Again, I'm going to drop my 0, and I'm going to say 54 divided by 6. What does 54 divided by 6 put into 6 equal groups equal? Think of your fact families. What times 6 equals 54? Well, 54 looks really close to 60, and I know 10 times 6 is 60, so 9 times 6 equals 54, so 54 divided by 6 equals 9. Great. I'm going to put my answer down here because I know, my extended fact is going to be about the same because look at, we have 54 divided by 6, our basic fact. But again, 54 times 10 equals 540, so 9 times 10 equals 90. I hope you're catching on. It's kind of a tricky concept or an idea for us to learn, but I bet you're doing wonderful. You're sticking along with me. Okay, turn to the next page, which is our last one before, which is our last one before our math boxes. Oh, hang with me. Again, this is what we do when we're working with all of our technology. Oh, not that one. And, okay, maybe you already took the chance to read it, but it says your teacher is buying a new bookcase for the classroom. There are 3 shelves that you can hold books of different heights. If I look down here, I see that there's 3 shelves and they're all different heights. Okay. Height of book 1, book 2, and book 3. Well, I went ahead and I measured our own books in here. So we're going to say book 1, is 9.5 inches. Okay, that was book 1 when I measured it. Now our book 2 is 6 inches or 6 and 1/4 inches. Can we do that? Yeah, it's more accurate than halves because 1/4 is smaller and it wants us to go by 1/4. Amazing. And then it says height of book 3 about how many inches? Well, I'm going to say the third book was 12 and 3/4 inches. So record those in your journal right now. Okay, those were the inches of my books, 1, 2, and 3. Number 2 says figure out the shortest, here's our key word, it's italicized, it's really important, the shortest shelf on which book 1 could fit. Write book 1 next to that shelf. Do the same thing for book 2 and book 3. Well, book 1 is 9.5 inches. Let's see if it fits on the top shelf. 8 inches. Oh no, you know what? 9.5 inches is bigger than 8 inches. So we cannot put book 1 on the shelf. Okay, our next biggest shelf is 10.5 inches. Would 9.5 inches fit on there? It would. It's 9.5 is 1 inch less. Okay, so it could fit on shelf 2, but let's just check the next one. 12 inches. Well, 12 inches is bigger than 10.5. Could 9.5 fit in there? It could. So now, where do we put book 1? Should we put it on the middle shelf or the bottom shelf? Well, it says figure out the shortest shelf. So out of these two, 10.5 is shorter, and book 1 can fit there, so we're going to say book 1. Okay, with the next 2 books, go ahead and figure out where they would fit on the shortest shelf. So you're going to put 6 and 1/4 inches on one of these shelves and try to put 2 and 3/4 inches on one of these shelves. If they don't fit anywhere, if no books fit on it, I just want you to put an X on the line. And then the bottom part says, do you have a book that is too tall to fit on the shelf? You're going to write yes or no. If one of your books is too tall to fit, how many inches tall would the shelf need to be for the book to fit? So if one didn't fit on 10.5, I say, how much bigger would the shelf need to have been? Would it be 1/2 inch, 2 inches, 1/4 inch? You try to figure that out. And then, we are not going to be able to plot our book measurements on our class line plot, so you just go ahead and cross that off. And when you finish putting book 2 and book 3 on the shelf and answering these 2 questions, go ahead and do math boxes on the next page. This was a really big lesson. Thank you for sticking with me. You guys are awesome.